guys, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's go ahead and begin. Oh, this is a recording I did yesterday. I was working on a tire tread. Let me just save this file before I start a new screen recording. Let's save this bad boy as, oh, let's call it tire tread 01. In my, I don't know, like, I try not to wear any bracelets, any jewelry when I'm working, because it makes a lot of noise. Alright, so now this is saved, almost saved. I can close it and start a new screen recording. So this is like a triple threat, right? I've got my Instagram live feed going. Hello world. And I have OBS playing. And then this QuickTime screen capture is to upload to YouTube for my students to work on this car. So what's up everyone, good morning. Let me go ahead and open up the Chrome Details 3. A funny story with this file. I was trying to show my students how to like the full car, and I pressed up like this and I duplicated it and I went to my channel box editor, and then like everything crashed after that. Oops, wrong direction. And then I didn't save this file, and so I walked out of the classroom and I was so like devastated, but I found this file again and we're ready to work on the Chrome bits, the details. Alright, so we did that yesterday, and I think that the next step is to work on like the door handle. We already have the Chrome detail right here. We need this really awesome line that goes all the way back there, and then this tire tread, I'll go ahead and hide that layer. Let's rename it to tire tread. Yeah, so I just like Googled sports car tire tread, and you'll see that in a different tutorial. Okay, now I have a few like images of the 69 Charger, and this is one of them. However, I don't see that line going like all the way across in the back on this particular image, and maybe it's I don't know, maybe it's like that was a custom image. And bumper details, let's see, a few image planes. Bumper details, rear bumper image plane. Okay, I don't see it here. So I don't even know if I'm going to stress having that part. I mean, it does look kind of cool, but I actually like it without it. But for those of you that do want that little Chrome bit right there, you can simply take, let's say, a piece of this geometry, and I'll add an edge loop right here. Oops. Let's go into the insert edge loop tool settings. I'll grab this guy. 1, 2 faces. I'll go to my side view, press F. I'll press 4. And then, so you know what we can do? We can have like 2 versions of this. Oh, is that a duplicate? That looks like a duplicate in there. Okay. So I'll press Control D, and then I'll call this one Chrome side window. Let's call it Chrome, yeah, driver window _01. Okay, so, and then I'll duplicate this guy, and this is the second one that we'll just like experiment with. So back into our side view. Early morning grind. That's right. Okay. So let's just press 4. Insert edge loop. I'll put that bad boy right there. And let's select these faces here. Deselect that one. And you can see those are the faces I have selected. I'll press 4. I'll extrude this back like that. I'll press R and scale it flat. Control E again, press W. Control E again, press W. Move it back. And Control E, move it back one more time. We always want to check this thing out in all of the views, so as you can see, it is a little bit off, so I'll bring it over here to the left side of the car. Let's see. Let's go to our perspective. And then in my side view, I probably should go back like right there. There we go. So I'm gonna do something a little different. I'll rotate it so that it is on our geometry like so. Okay. I'm probably gonna have it wrap around that side, but you're gonna see what I'm gonna do here in 2 seconds. I'm going to delete this edge, hold shift. So I have these 3 edges. Instead of like tweaking them one at a time, I will hold shift, right mouse click and hold, delete edge. Alright, so you're like, whoa, what did you just do? You just deleted an edge, right? Control 1 to isolate it. I'll hold shift, right mouse click and hold, enter edge loop tool, I'll put one right in the center. Control 1 to bring it back. Press W, so I still have that edge selected. And I'll move it out. I'll move it up. I'll press F to frame in on this guy. And I'll put this right on there. Just like that. And now I'll press Y, which is a previous command. Put another edge loop here, press W. And look at it from the inside. Move this guy over to the left. Like that. And maybe we'll just go into our side view. See? And move this guy up to align. I'll double click here, move this guy up to align. Go back into my perspective. And let's just go ahead and push it back right there. There you go. And now I'll just go ahead and rotate that bad boy a little bit so it's right on the surface. Nah, I mean, that was actually a quote from Scary Movie, the original ones with the Waynes. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but man, those guys, like, part of my childhood. Comedy was just like so funny, and it still is. All right, so we need to add like 2 more. I'll just press Control 1 to isolate it again. I'll click right here in the middle. Press W immediately after, Control 1 to see exactly what we're doing. Move this guy out. Now what would probably be 100 times easier is if we selected this, hold Shift, select that, Control 1. So we could see exactly what we're doing. There we go. Select this edge, move it up. And again, make sure in our side view it aligns perfect. And then we could probably select, well, not probably, but we will select that same geometry. I'll press Y on the keyboard, W, there you go, and not too shabby. Okay, in our side view, go ahead and do this. So I'm assuming like this edge, and I can't find it anywhere on, well, we haven't looked hard enough, I guess. Haven't found it anywhere in a reference photo. So let me press 3. You guys can see this edge, this corner here is a little bit too soft. And that's because we need to add an edge loop right there. Okay. If I add an edge loop here and another edge loop right here, it's going to become a little bit tight. Let's see. No, that actually looks pretty nice. Well, right here it's a little bit square. I'll show you what it looked like before. See, nice and smooth. So the way that you would kind of overcome that is you would select those same edges or vertices and try to get a nice edge flow. Or you know what? We could just select this edge, hold Shift, select that one, and we can hold Shift, right mouse click and hold, edit edge flow, or hold Shift, right mouse click and hold, slide edge tool, and kind of like drag it over like this. This one, hold Shift, select that one. I just press the middle mouse button and drag it over like this. And then select that vertex, hold W, left mouse click and hold, and kind of move it over in component mode. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want it to look too square. So if I press 3, you can see how it's starting to smooth out again. And there's probably going to be one more tweak that I'll do. And that last little tweak is going to be take these guys. I don't want the interior ones selected, just the ones on the surface. Press 1. Make sure I select that guy too. And then press 3. So you can tweak that a little bit. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time working on that edge, that vertex. It's very minuscule, and yeah, that's that shape, right? I'll press 1, go to that Insert Edge Loop tool. So this is just an example of like getting that chrome little detail. I actually have 2 examples. So if you want to keep your car as close and as original to this image, then yes, let's keep this guy here. If not, then we have the other example. All right, not necessarily a requirement, especially when there's so many different modifications. Let's go ahead and take that face. I'll hold Shift, press period, and you can see that it just selects that outside, the end of it. I'll press Control E again, and then make sure that my move tool is set to, let's say, object. Drag it back like this, and then I'll move it here, down, and then we just start to bring that closer here. So it's kind of like melts into the car. Not too much. There we go. Now this music I'm listening to is like royalty free. Hopefully I won't get flagged again. So I am live streaming on YouTube and Instagram as I'm recording this, so okay. So this is the second example of the Chrome driver window. So I'll just type in Chrome driver window under, and now I will open Chrome Details 04, open, and I won't save this one. So this is that first example, and I'll go to File, Import, and then I have my Chrome Details OBJ, import, oops, File, Import, OBJ, and there it is. So let's go to Modify Center Pivot. I'll right mouse click and add selected object. Okay, so I have this guy and I have this guy. Okay, but now is an excellent time to save. All right. All right, the next bit of detail that I think we should add is going to be like the door handle. Maybe, no, you know what? I think the door handle helped to make this feel a little more complete. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that door handle. So I'll go ahead and stop this, and I'll bring up an image from online. So I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. File, save scene. Let's just say this tutorial as Chrome details ABC. Alright. So while I still have Maya open, we're going to go right here. 1969 Dodge Charger, and we'll type in door handle. Oh, look at all that, all of those pieces. Wow, look at that. That's pretty pimp. It's all flushed in there. Dang. Alright, so I think this might be a really good example of having both of them. Let's see. Wow. This is all like old school with the key and the push button. And then we've got our new school. Okay. Let's see if we could find. That's, I guess, kind of standard and original. But then we've got it flush. Door handles. You would think that it would be a lot easier to find door handles. I mean, the other ones were really nice, don't get me wrong, but we want to find the right one. Hello, door handle, door handle, door handle. Okay, so that's from a different perspective. It might not even be the same car. 1969 Dodge Charger, door handle. Alright, well, you know what? We're going to use this one as the example. Save image as. You always want to put things in their respected folders. Door handle. Boopy doopy doop boop boop. Oh man, this one looks so fresh, so nice. And I think we might just have to copy that. I love it. Alright, we're going to save this image as well because we're actually going to do two references. Door handle. Alright. No, that's not what we want. Don't save. Alright, so in the last tutorial we were actually working on like this Chrome window right there, and looks like I have. Okay. So we have like two examples of the Chrome detail. We need to work on the door handle. So I brought two very special images from the internet. And here's door handle like number 1. I really, really like. And then there's door handle number 2, image plane, import image, charger reference, door handle, and then here's this one there. Alright. So this is more classic, probably more aligned with what we have here, very basic, very generic. And since we don't have a top view, we only have like a like top 3/4 angle. What can we do? Well, I guess to better understand this shape, I'm just going to draw it out like really, really fast. So from here to here, I'm going to say it looks like that. It's very straight, very linear. And then this edge here, probably like very straight. And then we could say from here to here looks like probably the same distance, right? Right there. And it looks like there's a little bit of angle, which actually works for us. So it goes across and then kind of goes at an angle like this, because that's where we'll add that shape. All right, so this would be a quad. All right, now we're obviously going to maybe bevel this edge here, right? So we're going to bevel that. Use a different color, right? So bevel this. We'll bevel that guy. And of course, we're going to smooth out this edge. Cool. So let's get to work. Oh, and can't forget that one. So I'll just click on my mesh display, mesh tools, create polygon tool. And I always want to start counterclockwise. Here, there. I'll click one more there, right here, hold shift. I'm holding shift to create straight lines. And booyah. Press 5 and I'll press Control 1. So this is a shape that you guys will hopefully have. Okay. I'll go to vertex mode. I'll highlight these vertices. I'll hold V and snap it right there. Okay. Next thing that we want to do is connect these two together. So we go to Edit Mesh, Connect. It's like these two. I'll press G, select those two vertices, and then press G. Alright, so that's our quad. I want to try to avoid maybe like using bevels if I can, and I'll tell you why. Well, I won't tell you why. We're going to try to avoid using bevels because I want to eventually smooth this thing out. Alright, so let's take these two guys over here. And if I go into my perspective view, I'm actually going to take this edge here, I'll hold V, snap it there, hold V, and then drag it to the left. Now we're going to give it a little bit of thickness. Right? I'll press, let's go to modify center pivot, I'll hold J. There we go. So now it's flat. Press W, Control E, move it up like that. Okay. So let's work on this edge and bevel it. So I'll change the fraction so it's really large. And then add one segment, or actually two, one more. Okay, that looks cool. And then let's go to this vertex, or this edge, sorry. I'll hold shift, select that one. I'll hold shift and select that one. And then I'll hold shift, right mouse click and hold, bevel. And let's add two segments. Okay. So now it's giving us these like really funky edges. So I'll hold shift, select that edge, delete this one, delete that one, delete. And of course, what it did to the top, it did to the bottom. And we've got a vertex right here. Delete that vertex, delete that vertex. Same at the top. Okay, so what am I going to do now? We'll go into our mesh tools, multi-cut. I'll click on that. This one, press enter, select here, here, press enter. Look underneath. Click here, click there, enter. If you have a hard time with that multi-cut tool, simply hold shift and select both vertices. And then hold shift, right mouse click and hold, connect components, or simply go to edit mesh and then connect, okay? Alright, sweet. So we have a quad here. If I press 3, it looks awesome. And we just need to work on this end-gon over here. Alright. Now, I know that this shape is considered an end-gon. And let's just clean up some things. Let's go to multi-cut. I'll click here. If you hold shift and then you hold control, look at it. It gives you like perfect 45-degree angles, right? So hold shift. All right, click on here, hold control. Nice 90-degree angle, and I'll click right there, press enter. I actually just figured that out the other day. I was pretty happy I did. Okay, so we're going to click on this edge, click this edge, that one, and this one, and just all of these guys, and press delete. All right, here, 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 and then press delete. Let's go to multi-cut. I'll click here, there, enter. Here, here, enter. Click on this edge, here, press enter. Actually, you know what? We can do this edge instead. Enter. I'll click here, go there, press enter, and then I'll delete this, that one, by holding shift, right mouse click and hold, delete edge. Okay. Now we're going to bring this quad across our geometry. So let's go to multi-cut. You know, let's do one more. I'll hold shift, click here, look underneath, and then click right there, enter. I'll click here, there, enter. Now I'll press W, click on that vertex, I'm sorry, this edge, look at it from my top view and press F, and then we're just going to help that shape there. Okay. Now we have two more edges, one of which can go all the way around. Object mode, I'll hold shift. Right mouse click and hold, control multi-cut tool. If I hold shift and control, there's that angle again, so hold shift, click, hold control, shift, click, and then hold control. So you don't have to do exactly what I just did. Hold shift, control, hold shift, actually click, hold shift, and then control. Click on this edge, hold shift, control, and then right there, press enter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we have another quad here. I'm sorry, not a quad, but a n-gon. And the easiest way to get rid of this n-gon is 1, 2, 3. Alright, let's add an edge loop. Mesh tools, insert edge loop. I'll click right here. If I hold shift, it's not going to do the same exact thing as the multi-cut. Let's try to get it right down the center. Let's go to multi-cut. Click here, I'll hold shift. Hold shift. And then click there, press enter. Object mode, alright. So there's our shape. And now is a good time to save. File, save as. Let's call this one. Let's go at 12. And this is going to be handle. Door. Handle 01 underscore 01. I'll change the ASCII to binary. And this music and all of its whistling is very happy, but kinda not feeling it right now. Okay. I guess that's more of my cup of tea. Alright, if I press 3, this is what we get. Let's delete these faces here. We won't need them. And let's select these 3. I'll press Control E. I'll change the offset a little bit. And then we'll delete 1, 2, 3 faces here. I'll select 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices there. I'll hold V and snap them like this. Take 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices. Press R. Press W and slide them down this way. Okay. Now we're going to go to Mesh Tools, insert Edge Loop tool, and I'll add an edge loop right. Oops. Let's go back into the Edge Loop tool option box and click on relative distance from edge. And there we go. I'm gonna kind of fix this vertex. There we go. So now we'll select 1, 2, 3 vertices, or sorry, faces. Control E, move these guys straight down. And of course, we have a nice, easy bevel on there. let's select those back faces, delete. And select these 2 vertices, 4 vertices, drag them in like that. And 1, 2, 3. Control E, move it down. And we're gonna do a fake bevel. It's not a fake bevel, but I just don't want to do what I did earlier right here, because I think it's a very easy fix. It's a little bit more square. Okay, so when I press 3, that's what I get. And there's this nice indentation there. And I'll press 1. We want to go to the back of these faces here. Okay. And then let's go to 1, 2, 3. Let's select all of these faces here. Okay. Control E. I'll change the offset. Alright, sometimes when you change the offset, the vertices actually collapse in on themselves. So I just press R and scale them down like this. And then I'll press W, move them forward like this. Control E again, I'll press R, scale it down. Control E again, I'll press W and I'll move it inward like that. I'll press R, scale it down even more. And then I'll do this. If we press 3, it's kind of like what we're getting here. Press 1. Now I do want to add an edge loop right here. And the reason why is so that I could take that vertex, press R, scale it in to get a really nice round edge here. Okay. Not as nice as here because I got 3 vertices, this is 2, but it does round off a little bit more, trust me. I'll click on the one in the middle, I'll hold shift, press period, and then select these 2. I'll press Control E again, press R, scale it down one more time. Control E, I'll press W, I'll move it back like that. Control E, press W, move it back even further. Control E, I'll move it back one more time. Control E, press R, scale it down a little bit. Control E, press W, move it up once. Control E, press W, move it up again. Even more. And then Control E, move it up one more time. Control E, and then press R, scale it down. And I'll click on that face, I'll press W, and I'll move it forward. Like that. Now I press 3, and there we go. Alright. I think we could bevel this edge all the way around. The bevel might be very, very thin right here. We just want to try it out. If it doesn't look ideal, then guess what? It's a-okay, because I think it looks really nice without the bevel. But let's hold shift, right mouse click and hold, bevel. It's a very, very small bevel. And let's press 3. Beautiful. Okay. And then the last little bit, we'll just click on this guy, press W. I'll go into my side view. Let's close that. I'll move it down here. I'll press 4. I'll press R, scale it down. Scale down even more. W. And I'll press 5. So now I'm just going to go into the vertex mode. I'll highlight half of this. I'll press 4 again. I'll move it up there, like so. I'll click on all of that, move it down like that. I'll click on this half, move it up. Just making a few modifications to try to match the image, although I use a reference image to model it after. Okay. You know, we just try to stay true to the original. Highlight all of these guys, move it over, and in my perspective view is what we have. It looks a little bit more square. Bring this guy right to that door, press F, slide it on over, and what we will do is kind of tilt it at an angle. So I'll press W, I'll hold D and then V, snap it right to one of these vertices. Bring it over. Actually, you know what? Since the bottom part touches, I'll hold D, V, snap it right there. Bring it right here. And I'll press E. I'll rotate it. Press W and then move it forward a little bit. Okay. Now if I press 5, we can see that it's at an angle, of course. And then what we can do is simply select all of those vertices here. I'll hold shift to select these guys. Select all of these ones here. Select that little guy. And then make sure I select those. And then there's one more vertex here. Alright, let's see if this is going to appease us. And then if we just brought it down like, oops, sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. I'll hold D and V, snap it right here now, press E, go back into our front view and rotate it forward. Booyah. And nice. Okay. Happy with that. Last little piece is the keyhole. And that's going to be very easy. We'll hold shift, drag it out like that. I'll select all of those faces. Let's go into our perspective. I'll hold control to deselect those ones. we'll press Control E, press 5, I'll press R, scale it down even more, I'll press 4, let's go into our side view. Okay, there we go. And then I'll press 5, let's go to edge, double click here, hold shift, right mouse click and hold, bevel, let's add 4 segments, and then let's go to those faces again, make sure I don't have, let's go to object mode and move this guy forward. Let's select all of this, hold Control, deselect that, delete, select these, Control E, press R, scale it down, Control E, press W, move it back one time, Control E, move it back one more time, Control E, press R, scale it down. I press 3, and that's what we get. Take these vertices, move them closer. Better yet, let's just take that edge, Control E, press R, scale it out, like that. Control E, press R, scale it out one more time. Control E, press W, move it back like this. Control E, press W, let's move it back one more time. And then we press 3. That's it. Last but not least, take that little keyhole, press F, I'll hold V, snap it there, press 4, move it right on top, scale it down, press F, and put it right in the center, press E to rotate it, and we're golden. And that bell signals the last step of the tutorial. So I hope you guys enjoyed. We finish up the side of the door handle, and then the last piece, I think, for the car itself is to do the rear view mirror, and we'll start working on the tire treads. We'll flip this guy over to duplicate it, and we are almost home. So I will see you in the next tutorial. Alright, so this is, we'll save it as our, that tutorial was, let's say 13 underscore door handle. Oh man, good morning. Okay, so what shall we do next? That's right, there was the other example of the door handle flush right into